Welcome to the Southern U Podcast, brought to you by Darden Archery on the OKest Podcast Network, with your co-host, Matt Brock, Jeremy Ferguson, and Taylor McMurtry. If you're looking for all things land-related in the Southeast, you came to the right place. Whether it's real estate, habitat, wildlife, or just being outdoors, this is the place for you. Welcome to the Southern U. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Southern U Podcast, where we talk all things land-related in the Southeast. We talk farm and timber and wildlife and everything in between. And it is a rarity today. We have the band back together.
Yeah.
If you guys look
shout
over
out
here, shout out
to Matt Brock,
because he's here.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
And Matt's going to be able to defend himself, so we can't pick on him too hard. He can rebuttal. And
I'd rather you do it while I'm here.
yeah, of course, because we can talk about you when you're not here, and you can't say nothing back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got Matt Brock, man, the outdoor legend, Matt Brock.
You're not supposed to do that.
where's his intro?
I don't know. It's not on this card. Apparently,
Oh.
I've swapped cards. I was going to play that for him. I forgot. But
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Jeremy Ferguson, the cattle and real estate and whatever else aficionado, is here. Guys, it's been a minute since we all have been in the same room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long it's been.
Been a while.
It has been a while.
Just life
Yes, man. And
work. Good gracious, and work.
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing. Thankful for it.
Yep.
You guys keeping these guys busy and keeping me on my toes, too. I've actually give a quick thank you to a few of you guys that have reached out to me specifically about just marketing stuff and from the podcast, which is kind of cool. That's not happened for me yet. I know you guys have gotten a lot of inquiries off, from the podcast, but I have not gotten too many of those, but I did recently for a few people. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you
Yeah.
thinking of me. So,
He does all right.
yeah. Okay. I do the best I can is what I do.
Yeah.
It's not good, bad, or ugly. It's just all I can do.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, how's life been, dude? We hadn't
Busy.
Yeah, I mean, you've had burns and planting and real estate and
Yeah.
whatever
Baseball.
else. Baseball.
Yeah.
Got family stuff.
Yeah. It's been a busy spring, and it's been a hectic spring. It's been real dry and windy.
Yeah.
So
Still is.
yeah, still has been windy. I would love to be burning today, but we've got 15, 18 mile an hour wind gust.
Y'all, can you believe or can you think back to my oldest just had awards day today, so it's the last day of school for him. I cannot remember a more mild lead up into the summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been hot. It's crazy.
It was warmer in late March and early April than mid to late April leading into May. We've had some cool nights the last couple of weeks. Really cool nights.
Weather's been nice.
It really has. I tell people this story all the time, talking about stuff we did before, the podcast and before I started my business and stuff. I worked with Dad doing HVAC, and I will never forget, ever forget this, because it was like the worst summer ever. But my first summer doing HVAC with him, it was we had a high of 90 degrees on May the 1st, and we didn't have a high lower than 90 degrees until the second week of October. Mm-hmm. It was so hot for so long. And I remember we kind of got to the end of the summer and Dad's like, well, what do you think about this stuff? I'm like, I don't know, man. This is crazy. Just crawling around in attics and stuff when it's 150 degrees in there. And it was worse because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't know how to do anything. So everything took 3 times as long to get done because I didn't know what I was doing. And
all these people gripe about, it's not that hot now. We got 90 degrees up here too. Yeah, well, you can't cut the water in the air with a knife like you can here.
You don't have our humidity.
Yeah.
No, I have been.
Every day is 80%.
I'm already over summer, and we haven't even got into it yet.
Now, I've been in, hanging stands in like September or something like
dry
that.
heat.
In Illinois, and it's hot. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's hot.
It's not fun. But man,
Now what is miserable, and if you're a Midwesterner and you working in a crop field like in the corn with all those plants holding that moisture,
Yes.
that's heat.
Yeah,
because
no doubt.
you got I guess the humidity right there around all those plants, and it's terrible. When we used to hang stands in Illinois walking through those cornfields, it was brutal in the cornfields. But now you get outside and it wasn't near as
people
bad.
don't understand how humidity changes. You've got atmospheric humidity, and then you've got localized humidity at the ground level and in certain types of vegetation, and it can vary a lot.
No doubt.
It can make it rough.
Yes, for sure. Jeremy, what stuff you been up to here lately, man? I know you've had a few things kind of get sideways and upside down and every which way.
Man, it's it's just life right now. I mean, real estate, I've got I think 10 agents that are on my license now, and working with them and trying to help them get started. And it's hay season, so I've been riding a tractor quite a bit myself, and between my farm and Dad's, trying to help keep everything up. And it's planting season, for clients. Now, I don't do much of it, but I do some still. And so there again, butting the tractor seat, trying to get things planted. And I'm remembering why I hate deer so bad.
Hate deer.
I mean, look, you spend it's not my hard-earned money, but I'm spending my clients' hard-earned money and spending my time and sweat and pains in the back and everything else riding a tractor to plant fields. And I think we've been planted for 2.5 weeks now, so our little plants everywhere, we're about that tall. Everybody that's not watching, that's I'm gonna say that's 6 inches.
Whoa.
Somebody lied.
Yeah, no, they were up about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches. The only thing is behind a little bit is the sunflowers, but deer just wiped them out. So time to replant, and we hit everything perfect with the moisture that we had. We were setting up right to have some of the best fields that we'd had in a while down there because of drought, and deer wiped us out. So we're starting from scratch again, and now we're as dry as we've been. So that's very, very frustrating. I think that's going to lead to one of our shout outs here.
Yep. Well, speaking of hating deer and planting stuff and having it ruined, that's I think that's the topic today, right?
Actually it is. That wasn't even thinking about it like that, but and then we spent the whole weekend kind of celebrating my nephew Colby.
Yeah.
He graduated high school, so we've had a big time with him. We had a big fish fry yesterday, and y'all, when you eat fried crappie for 4 straight hours, they get up on you.
Yeah, he told us that today. He said, I ate fried fish for 4 hours. Where at? Where?
Yeah. So me and old Uncle Corey, who's not here, but everybody should be familiar with Uncle Corey by now. We manned the cook station yesterday, and if you're manning the cook station, you gotta test everything that leaves the window. So
can't feed it to other folks without testing it.
That's right. And you can't just test one. You got to test it by percentages. And I think we probably cooked. We fed 20-something people with crappie fillets. So that's a lot of fillets.
That's a lot of crappie.
And therefore, we selected a high percentage to test.
There you go. Yeah, just make sure everybody, for sure not going to get sick.
That's right.
Or anything like that.
That's right.
Somebody's got to do it.
That's it.
Someone's got to do that job.
Somebody's got to taste the fish and the hush puppies and the smoked macaroni and the smoked baked bean. You know, it's just we got to maintain safety standards.
Yep,
okay,
right. Volunteers tribute.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
But anyway, now back to the everyday grind, I guess.
That's right.
I don't know what that means because every day's different.
It's
so
all different.
Yep, I know it. I've gotten an influx of video clients, which is awesome. I mean, that's of all the things that we do, that's probably my favorite thing. I mean, I don't think that's any secret or anything, but I love doing video and helping people any way we can in that regard. Help social presence and run ads.
now, what kind of video you doing? You doing like bourgeois or what you doing?
No, I don't think my wife would like that. No, a lot of just corporate, like brand stories type stuff, and a lot of stuff that's faith based or church related and stuff like
Gotcha.
that lately, and have got a local church here that has really, they've kind of given me free reign over their digital image and that sort of thing, and
That's
it's
cool.
been really cool, man. I've been very, very. I guess there's things that you miss about ministry. I guess when that's what I did for so long, and when you're just out of it, like there's things you miss, and so it's kind of giving me a chance to kind of get back into doing some of that.
Dip your toe.
Yeah, so that's cool,
Gotcha.
and they've just been great to work with. Anytime you've got a client that really values what you do and doesn't throw a fit about an invoice or anything like that,
Yeah.
it's good. So I'm real thankful for that. But been busy for sure, and of course trying to stay on top of Southern U stuff and Habitat Network stuff and all that too. So it's been a lot, but as they say, wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Before we move on to shout outs, or I guess we can kind of roll into that, before we forget, got a package over here that we have been
I've been sitting on. So look, this is my fault, y'all. The package arrived. It came to my office in Gunnersville, and I happened to not be there, so it did get to hang out in the post office for about 2 weeks before I knew to go get it. And so I went and got it, and lo and behold, we got some cool
there you go, man. I'm gonna let you
hangers to hang up taxidermy with.
Yeah.
And I mean, I forget. Taylor's got the package and all that, but I've actually already hung one up. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is, I hope I'm saying your name right, but this is Seth and his brother Trent Vanskiok, I think is how you say their last name.
Yeah, we don't pretend to get things right.
No, we don't. I hope I'm saying that right.
Not on
He
pronunciation.
said some
anyway.
people say Vansky Hawk.
Vansky Hawk.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
Anyway, so just really cool. It's raw steel. It's not painted, and they do that on purpose. But they sent us these just to kind of try out and check them out. But basically, it's really simple. You mount this plate to the wall, and then you can drop this little gizmo in your slots right here, and your European mount will mount right there, and you can kind of move it. You can swing it around different angles, however you want it to look, and pretty cool. They leave it in raw steel so that you can paint it if you want to. If you want to, if you're one of those guys that likes to DIY stuff or even have it hydro dipped or Cerakoted or whatever you want to do, you can have that done after the fact. But
Yep, that's pretty cool.
But it's pretty slick, and so they sent us these. Really appreciate it, and I'm sorry it took us for so long to.
Yeah, that's my fault.
to-
Look,
to get back
when
with-
I'll
stuff
tell you
gets-
what, I'll go hang a deer tonight when I get home.
So yeah, send us a picture so
And
we
I'll
can
do that.
Yeah.
and I'll make sure to
See,
tag them.
I'm smart enough to use it, but not smart enough to take a picture. So sorry.
And it's pretty cool too. I didn't really notice this, but you've got a couple screws or
A lot of
well,
adjustment.
Yeah, you can
with
adjust
adjustment,
there.
you can adjust the tilt of the pitch of it. So
You can.
that's pretty cool too.
Yep. Well, I've got enough of them laying on the floor. I'll just throw one up on the wall.
And once I find the actual name of their business, I'll tag them too. But yeah, it's Trent and Seth Vanskiok. So thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Think you got a pretty
Yeah.
cool little product here. And if you're the kind of guy that hates to spend the money on a shoulder mount, but wants to just do a Euro for whatever, a eighth of the price nowadays.
Yeah,
then you
maybe
can,
a tenth now.
Yeah, and then you can throw that Euro on the wall, and it's pretty slick, man. I like it.
Very cool. And thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Any other shout-out stuff you guys have?
Yeah, I think Brock's got one over there.
Do
Hey.
Yeah, I think so.
Matt Claim?
Well, I can't give him a shout out because I ain't heard from him in 3 years.
Yeah, Matt. I don't know what's up with that man, but you need to get up with Jeremy and apologize.
No, you don't.
No, we're gonna.
As long as we keep doing business, we're good.
Yeah. Trico. What is it? Trico. Trico. It is a deer repellent.
Yep.
So we're going to try Trico.
Yep. We are going to put it through its paces.
Yep.
It's going out on that. When I replant, it's going out.
Yeah, and so that's a perfect segue into the topic of discussion today, which is depredation permits. And so I know that both of you guys have extensive experience and knowledge about that particular topic, but I think that's kind of a perfect thing to lead in with.
Yeah. Before we dive in, though, Brock's got a Tutland property spotlight.
I do. I sure do. Yeah, so I've got a listing. I've already shown it a couple times. I haven't really made it active yet, but it's in Lamar County on County Road 12, Fernbank Road. Really nice property. It's on Lux Palila.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Acres.
It is total 284 or 87.
Nice.
But it's in two different parcels. They do corner, but there's a portion of it, I think it's 117 acres. It is on Fernbank Road. It's got good road frontage. And then the remaining 170, yeah, that would be right, it's 287. It goes from a railroad track south toward Lux Palila Creek, and then there's a few acres north of the railroad track too that's an upland pine, but it's bottomland hardwoods, big cherry bark oak, swamp chestnut, tupelo gum.
Oh, I happen to know where that is, and that's some fine
It's
hunting.
fine hunting. Deer, turkey, waterfowl, fishing, you name it. This is it's a nice track.
And it is on the Lux, though?
It is on the Lux.
Gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
for all you people that like to hunt rocks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Great place to hunt
Yeah,
rocks.
absolutely.
Just
And
wade and fish, man. Just wade the Lux and fish. That'd be so much fun.
another brokerage has got 200 acres right beside it that would give one
So
full
you could
mile.
put together a big track.
You could put together a big track and have over a mile, or just right at a mile of Lux Palila frontage.
That would be sick. That's
Do y'all
awesome.
have your price pinned down yet?
Yeah, so we've got the asking price. It's 308,000 for the 170. We've got it priced low. It's in the floodplain. I mean, I think it's a great price for what you're getting. And I think the other is 374 maybe. But
And it's up in the hills though.
And it's managed pines. It's been thinned. It looks good. It's got turkeys on it. I know.
Okay, so it's chip and saw timber then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Good.
And it's got big hardwood SMZs.
So good outlets for that wood there.
Oh yeah,
Close.
it's a pretty track.
Well, you've got the Brock stamp of approval.
Yep. And just check out Tutland Company here pretty soon. I'll have it up.
Coming soon.
Yep.
That's right.
If you want to catch it before it goes to market,
Yep. You could.
Give me a call.
reach out to us and we can get you in touch with Matt.
Yep. And we'll all three split the commission. Oh, man. All right. Well, fellas, we're talking about – look, we don't really hate deer, but –
I do right now.
At certain times of the year, I do.
You kind of hate deer. But we are talking about depredation permits today. What exactly does that mean? How do you get one? How long is it good for? Those sort of things. And how ultimately it is for the betterment of all wildlife, I guess for the overpopulation and those sort of things. So we're just going to jump in. I have no idea. This could be the shortest podcast we've ever done. This is something that was not really on my radar at all, but one of our listeners on Facebook suggested to do one on that. And I was like, you know what? This is about the time of year.
The timing's right.
The timing's good for it,
yeah.
and it would be a good one to discuss. But it might
and
last 10 minutes or it might last an hour and 10
and
minutes.
let's do a disclaimer before we jump in that you do need to call Alabama DCNR or whichever state you're in about depredation permits. We're not discussing the legal aspects of depredation permits because we will get some arguments from folks if they do a whole lot of research on it.
Hey, y'all know what?
And every state's a little bit different.
I hate to stop you,
Oh, is this our shout out too?
Well, I'm getting a phone call from Bray, so let's just see.
Well, let's just let
All
Bray
right.
on.
So
right
it's just
here.
going to happen.
Let's see. Hold on just a second. Hey, Bray. What's up?
So let's wave at everybody.
Hold on.
This is Matt. Are you filming right now?
Yeah, we're doing the podcast. There we go.
Okay, here's Blaine and Mary.
Hey, Blaine and Mary, how are you?
Y'all are getting to see a live shout out here.
Yeah, this is a live shout out.
This is a closing that Matt should be at, but he's
Okay, so I'm tickled to death. One, I just wanted to tell you guys congratulations on your purchase. I hate that I couldn't be there, but I knew by placing you in Bray's hands you'd be well taken care of, and I just wanted to say thank you for allowing Tutland Company to serve you.
Thank you very much for everything. She was great.
Appreciate
Good.
that commish.
Good to hear that.
Now we're going to go try to get an address.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye. How about that?
yeah.
Live shout
So
out.
live shout out right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what this business, not podcast business. That's
Yeah.
what real estate business is about.
We had a closing today where I had some buyer clients, and unfortunately they wanted to take a look at some properties while I was out of town. So I said, you know what, I think Bray would really do you guys a good service. So Bray handled that for me and ended up closing on a property, and
Fantastic.
There you go.
mm-hmm.
Can't beat that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, but back into the depredation permits.
Yes.
Yeah, check your own with your own local DCNR.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably going to be some hoops to jump through, and every state's regulations or laws are not the same.
Right.
Yep.
So we're speaking about our experience here in Alabama, and Matt probably has some in Mississippi as well.
Gotcha. All right, so first one, let's dive in right here. Let's just get very basic, very fundamental. What exactly is a depredation permit, and why do they exist?
You want me to do that?
Yep.
Okay. So a depredation permit covers damage to property, crops, potentially livestock. It just depends. But they're designed to reduce risk that are associated with wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's deer, beaver, some of the more destructive species.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, does that have to be directly related to a person's income, or is it purely wildlife driven?
Typically, yes, but not always.
Okay.
Generally, income or sustainment lifestyles.
Yes.
Gardens, like large
Yes.
gardens.
We issue permits for family gardens.
Mhm.
Really?
Things like, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
If they had done, a lot of times it's just as simple as making recommendations on, hey, here are some steps you can take to, reduce risk without a permit.
Yep.
And if they go through those steps and still have problems, we'll issue the permit.
Yeah.
Or they,
'Cause-
DCNR.
Yeah, because there's a lot of ways to exclude deer or other species without having to go lethal means,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody wants to go lethal means first unless you just want to kill stuff.
Mhm.
And there's plenty of people out there like that. But
Some of your commercial row croppers,
yes,
they're like kill them all.
that's it. But there are ways. But now the problem is some of them can get expensive. Treating fields with a product like Trico or using a fertilizer like Milorganite. It does get expensive to treat and then treat again and then treat again. And that, number one, you're putting input into the crop, and then you're losing potential revenue, or you are losing revenue at the end of the crop. So it's kind of a double whammy.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just curious because I didn't know if there was like a threshold of like if it does a certain amount of damage, or if a certain amount of your income is based on what you grow or something like that. Because I'm not trying to give my location of where I live away, but literally, like,
Yes.
very-
I gave them
I was
depredation permits.
I was about to say, very close to me, there is a farm right
Yeah,
here, and
truck farmers.
and I know that you know, that they've had one, and so I've kind of
Yeah.
wondered if, like, is that why I don't see a lot of deer here? Because they just mow them down
Well,
at
no,
all times of the year, or
if they were following their depredation permit to the letter, they were not able to kill very many.
gotcha.
And I'm not saying that hadn't changed, but when I gave them the permit, they were fairly limited on what they could kill.
Gotcha. Just out of curiosity.
Because I knew there wasn't very many deer here, but the deer that are here just happen to want to live in there.
That's where they want to be.
Yep. And that's how they make their living. And they could, I mean, it wasn't hard to go over there and see deer damage.
Yeah.
You know, I walked through it, you know, in an hour. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
y'all got a little bit of a problem.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah. A local family group that lives in a property that size can cause you a significant problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by local family group, I mean local family group of deer.
Yeah,
Okay.
not people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, there are, I would say, in this general area of where we live, there's probably more deer now than there ever has been.
That's right.
Probably. You still, at least over here where I'm at, you still don't see many of them.
Right.
It's not like being at any surrounding county around us. It's not like Cherokee County or, you know, or something like that.
You don't see deer while you're riding around. Just see them in fields.
No.
It's a rarity to see a deer.
right. And so
They're here, but
they are. I mean, they're very nomadic. They move around
They
a
do.
lot. You know, they don't stay on one property very often. But anyways, just curious. That's good to get clarity on that.
yep. And that, you know, depredation permits for a variety of species.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been some cases here locally when a predator got into a chicken coop and ended up being shot, and he wasn't charged because you have the right to protect your livestock.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that end, or where, like, what? Where's the threshold where, like, yes, you can?
In Alabama, that probably doesn't end unless they can prove that you're just trying to kill species indiscriminately, because Alabama is very, very on the side of landowners' property rights.
Right.
Yep.
So there's been case law revolving, you know, around this. So we're not going to talk about that.
No.
But you
It
can
was
go
set,
out
that
and
precedent was set a long time ago.
yeah, many years ago. You have that right. However, there are steps that you need to take most of the time, you know, to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay. I mean, like,
Under extreme cases, like that particular one, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know, it was a predator that was shot trying to get into a chicken coop, and there's not very many of that particular predator around, but the guy wasn't charged.
yeah. Like, I know that even some species that are not allowed to be, there is no season. Like, you can't hunt them at all.
Yeah, this was one of those.
Okay, that's what I meant. Like, because I could see there's some people around here where the farm to table, you know, tiny
Yeah.
farm type living, you know, the sustainable farm is really starting to take off now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people around here that have like yard chickens, you
Yes.
know, and they take that stuff super serious. And I'm not saying I've ever known of someone to do it, but I could absolutely see someone just going and blowing raptors out of the air because
Well,
they're
see-
like, well, they're eating my chickens.
And see,
Can they do that? Or
Well, that's
Well-
where it gets into a bigger problem is when
Yes.
you shoot things that are federally protected.
right?
Yep. Those are covered under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act.
Yes.
So technically, you have to have federal permits to do anything with those.
Mhm.
Okay.
You have to get that through in conjunction with U.S. Fish and Wildlife and then Wildlife Services.
Yep, USDA Wildlife Services.
Gotcha. Okay.
You have to be approved. And those can get approved. I've never known of one for raptors for yard chickens. The
Yeah.
only ones that I am aware of that I was consulted on in my time with DCNR, they had me go out because I was more local to investigate it, but was black vultures and turkey vultures in calves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were getting into a big cattle operation, and if you know the farmer happened to miss a calf or was with one, they would have the eyes pecked out in quick order, and at that point you're putting a calf down if it's blind. And then the only other one, and I don't know why vultures do this, and I'm going to apologize. I will eventually call them buzzards. I know it's not right, but hey, we rednecks.
That's what we call
they
them.
buzzards.
Yep.
Yeah. Was a few years ago, they were roosting near boat ramps.
Yep.
And they were getting on trucks and trailers and parked boats. And if it was carpet or rubber, they were peeling it out of the boat.
Yep.
And nothing pisses off a fisherman like a bunch of vulture shit in your boat with all the carpet and rubber picked out of your $100,000 boat.
Yeah.
So that was happening actually a lot for about a 2-year period in a couple of locations, and those buzzard roosts were hit pretty hard. And
lead poisoning.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that problem since.
Yeah, black vultures and cormorants are the two primary birds that I've seen permits issued for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got
Not
you.
gonna say you couldn't get one for other reasons,
Right.
but not seen it.
Okay, I got you. Cool. So we've talked about different species and stuff, but what's the most common in the Southeast that require a depredation permit? Is it primarily deer or
Deer and beavers.
because I know that there is no bag limit, there's no closed season on things like hogs and coyotes and things like that, especially in Alabama. So with an animal like that's basically perceived as a nuisance,
Yeah.
is there any, I don't know what I'm trying to ask here, is like, do they loosen those regulations up even more with an animal like that?
It depends on the state, because like
Yep.
some of those critters are classified as
Fur bearers.
fur bearers, and they have no closed season during daylight hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you can get permits to kill them at night if you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not, like I said, beaver. They're not. We don't have you don't have to get a depredation permit in Alabama for beavers, but in certain locations, certain states, you do.
Gotcha. I mean, I know, of course, Texas is pretty wide open about everything, but I mean, with feral hogs, they don't care how you kill them. I mean, I've seen guys on YouTube pour a pile of corn on top of 10 pounds of tannerite and shoot the tannerite, and the meat goes flying in every direction. It's probably not a good look. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
But
It's
It's
a bad
effective.
I would imagine that's pretty effective. But, I just didn't know if there was like, hey, even some of these animals that are clearly a nuisance and we don't want them around at all, if we could kill every one of them, we would. Like, hey, we're going to even allow you to hunt them at night, like you said, or allow you to trap.
Well, I'll tell you, and this is probably, oh gosh, not the way to look at it and portray how we've become as a society and an industry, but it is what it is. If there is significant income across an industry made from that species, you're going to have tighter regulations because people they don't want to argue with the industry. They don't want a problem, and that's why deer is always such a hot topic. And you want to sure enough get one. If they would give depredation permits on turkeys, hell would freeze over.
It would cause a war.
Yeah.
It just so if you really got folks really into hunting that particular species, depredation permits becomes a point of contention between farmers and hunters.
Yeah.
And there's both big industries.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've said it before. I mean, they're probably the same mentality in areas where deer are in extremely high densities, but it just seems like it's worse in the Midwest because every landowner, every farmer up there, they want you to shoot every deer that steps foot on their farm. Like in their mind, like all this is doing is eating into my profit margins.
That's right.
And I know even some places where we've been on leased property, stuff like that. The landowners there are like, we're going to lease it so you can have hunters here.
And see, I think it's, I think it's probably a bigger topic there than it is here because I guess the pursuit of big bucks,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know, is primary objective of hunters most everywhere, but especially in the Midwest. And, you know, you're obviously going to get bucks killed by accident, you know, or on purpose, you know. But I don't know every state how they handle it, but ours was in Alabama was supposed to be does.
So that's a important distinction there. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
in Alabama it was antlerless deer only.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see,
Female deer.
if it wasn't for the hunting industry, there would be no distinction.
Right.
Yeah.
As Mr. Don says, as he used to drive our truck around, it was a farmer. He knew all his fields, and he would drive for us. May not supposed to be saying that, but it is what it is. Statute of limitations is up. That's been years. He'd always say, "Bucks eat beans too," you know, and like, no, we're not shooting bucks
Yeah.
if we can help it. That happened, but if you help it, you're not trying to shoot bucks.
Right. No, I mean, I guess just the overall perception up there is that they're much more of a nuisance than they are here. And I'm not, again, there's probably people in South Alabama that are peanut farmers and they're like, oh, we hate them too.
Oh yeah,
You know,
if you get south of here, it's a huge topic.
Yes, but it just seems
it
like
don't have to be south, just in farm country.
like
Yep.
up there, like in the Midwest, they're like, yeah, we're going to lease this. You can have hunters on it. How many deer are you going to kill?
Yep.
Like, I want to know.
I want you to kill all the does.
Yes, and we're like, well, you know, that's not really why these guys came up here. Like, well, then what are we doing? You know, like, why are we doing this?
Well, and I think, you know, there's also some contention between the farmers or landowners and hunters because they do lease the property out and they expect the hunters to kill X amount of deer every year, and they don't, or they won't, because they're holding out for that 130, 140 inch buck.
Yep.
And they won't shoot a doe. And, you know, all those are questions that are asked when we were doing evaluations for crop damage permits. We would ask, you know, do you lease the property for hunting, or does anybody take deer off the property? And how many did they kill this last deer season? And it was a recurring thing. Yeah, man, I had so-and-so out here was supposed to kill me 10 does off this place this winter,
Won't do
but
it.
they didn't shoot any, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you, there are some big farms around that could, if you go with your hat in your hand and like, look, I will shoot every doe that walks by with a bow, but I do want to be selective on my bucks. You could come out of Alabama with some really nice places to hunt if you would just
If you would
shoot
do what you say you'll do.
Yeah. There's a lot of farmers that don't have near the time to hunt all the ground that they own, and they would love help killing some deer, but they've been burned so many times that now they're not really willing to do it.
Yeah, and I know that there's a guy that used to come in Allen's bow shop a lot whenever I was working in there, and he said that he had a place to hunt in Troy, I believe is where he said it was at, and it was a peanut farmer, you know, in that part of the world, and pretty common, and he said that he'd had that lease for a few years, and the guy said, yes, you just come back and keep doing your thing, and he told him, hey, this next season, I'm going to bow hunt this only. I'm not going to have a gun. And said the landowner did not like that at all. Was like, you can't kill enough deer with a bow. And he's like, I just give me a year. I'll show you what I mean, whatever. And he was like, I mean, I was on the verge of losing the lease because the guy just didn't believe that I could do enough damage with a bow. And turns out he was able to kind of show him through that year, like, I'm shooting a lot of does. You know what I mean? And if you're smart, you know, especially down there in that part of the world, there's plenty of them. It's a target-rich environment. But he was like, man, I mean, that guy almost pulled the lease from me because I was like, I just want to bow hunt this instead of, you know.
Yeah. And the one thing that I struggled with, especially in my region when I was writing damage permits, I was primarily North Alabama, closed canopy hardwood forest, and agriculture. During the spring, you had an artificially high deer density in the ag ground.
Yep.
Because all these deer are spread out in the hills, in the mountains, and during springtime, man, all the food's in the bottoms. So do deer live on the mountains? Yeah, absolutely they do. But generally within their home range, there was big ag fields in the bottoms. So where are all the deer at? They're all concentrated in the bottoms. And they're doing damage, and then you're killing deer there. And then as they move out back into their, wintertime home ranges, folks are like, man, what happened to the deer?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They dispersed.
yeah, yeah, they gone. And that was something that I wasn't used to. I had a place up in Jackson County for years, and there was one particular year that when I really started paying more attention to it, we had 30-something bucks on 1,700 acres that would be targets. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say that they were all mature, but for some of the guys that I were hunting with, they were going to end up being targets. You know how many we kept during the fall?
A handful.
Three.
Mm-hmm.
Had 30-something bucks that we could identify and knew where they were living. And when acorns hit the ground, we kept 3 and killed one of them.
Yep.
Don't know what happened to the other 2, but they didn't make it through the season, but we didn't kill them.
That just makes for a season of disappointment.
Yeah.
Just every year, it's like, look at all these deer we have. Oh, hey, look at all these deer we have.
I hardly put any stock into summertime photos.
It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it's really
It's
tough.
very tough. But yeah.
Let's see.
And it depends on the crop. Now that has changed. Most everybody's focused in on the soybeans. You'll get some corn damage, but I went and looked at a track in Madison County, Alabama, along the Flint River. And y'all, I walked a 65-acre cotton field.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find any.
Really?
I didn't find any cotton.
That
stuff had got up about that tall, and they wiped a 65-acre field of cotton out.
That was becoming an increasing problem.
And cotton is high.
Yeah, northwest Alabama, same thing. Same thing.
It's high.
They were hitting some cotton stalks as heavy as they would soybeans.
Yeah. And some of the farmers, I mean, this is completely anecdotal. Some of the farmers were talking about different varieties of cotton that they were planting were worse. And that the depredation or the feeding, on some of the plants was worse at certain times, like shortly after spraying a product on that was obviously causing a change in the plant. I didn't study it long enough, to figure out what all that was about. But definitely they were adamant about some of these anecdotal differences.
Yeah.
So
I had several farmers in northwest Alabama tell me the same thing, that certain varieties of cotton were more prone to being heavily browsed.
yeah,
Interesting.
So,
Let's see. Got another one here. I guess this is just in your opinions or whatever data you have to go by. Are depredation issues getting worse in the southeast, or are people just now kind of hearing about it and asking for those, depredation
I don't
permits?
think it's any different at all. I just think with the now everything making it to social media, people are just becoming more aware of it.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't say that when I was issuing crop damage permits, I didn't see a big difference year to year.
It's all generally the same people.
It was the same people applying for permits every single year. Rarely we would have somebody new.
So there's no spike in,
Nah.
the last 5 years there's been
No,
Nope.
whatever.
I wouldn't say so. Now, unless it's changed since we left, and I haven't heard.
I wouldn't imagine it's changed. Talking to some of the old folks that we were working with, and we're like, man, we've been shooting this farm for my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
It's just certain spots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine that the overwhelming majority of people who are actually going to jump through the hoops and make the phone calls and do whatever paperwork's necessary to get one of these depredation permits are probably going to be people that are primarily counting on farming for their income.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, hey, we write them for somebody's family garden, or something like that.
Yeah.
But is that individual really going to go out of their way to do that? Probably not.
Most of them want to know they have the ability to do it,
Right.
and then they don't even go through with it.
Right.
Yeah.
One, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Most of the reports that I would have turned in at the end of the year, they wouldn't kill the quota that we gave them.
Right.
Most of them wouldn't even come close.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'd go out and shoot a couple nights and get tired of it. And it becomes work.
It does. Yep. And the one thing that I have struggled with, and you hear a lot of people getting flack for it, and I think Midwestern states and probably some other southern states, but I know the Midwestern states are a lot better at this, is actually doing something with the deer. In Alabama, it had to be left in the field, which is
or donated to an approved charity, but
nobody would take them.
I was going to say
that was where I was going with it.
yeah.
All these deer are getting killed, and then nothing's being done with them. When I started with DCNR, and Matt was there before I was, we had agreements with certain, sheriff's departments, soup kitchens, churches, all kind of different entities that would take deer as long as somebody would bring them to them, and most of them wanted them gutted, but a lot of them were just, hey, you just bring them, we'll get them handled. When I left, I don't know of anybody that would take them anymore.
Nope.
Really?
And all of that free food, millions and millions and millions of meals just laying out on landscape because people don't want to eat deer because it's a friggin' deer. They can't stomach eating Bambi. Well, then you ain't hungry.
Yeah.
And part of my problem was it wasn't the people that needed the food that were making that decision.
Yeah.
They would have ate it in a heartbeat.
Yep.
It was the people that were in administration making stupid decisions and turning down phenomenal clean protein for people that were hungry.
Yeah.
Because they had a problem with hunting.
Well, would you take it a step further and say that may be the problem for certain areas being just overpopulated in general, is because people are like, hey, I'd love to shoot some does, but I'm not going to cut these things up myself and put them in my, I want to take them to a
that's
processor.
got a lot
I want to take them,
does.
or I want to take them to a hush program, or I want to take them to
and say processors can't take them that time of year.
Right.
So, or at least not in the state of Alabama unless something has changed.
We had a couple that did, but all they did was deer. They weren't open for hog or beef. I forget the guy's name. Robbie might remember who it was, because I think we actually called Robbie maybe at the time, and I don't think he could, but we shot an asinine number of deer off of Belfont. If you're northeast Alabama guy, you know where I'm talking about. And they found a processor that would donate his time to do that. And I don't know how many meals it was, but I know in one night I think it was 75 deer.
Whoa.
Just in one night. And I think that was repeated on two occasions.
And see, and that's another issue. A lot of these deer are being shot in the middle of the summer, early to midsummer, so it may still be 80 degrees at 10 p.m.
Yeah, you got to do something with them.
You got to do something with them pretty dang quick. And folks are just not, if you bring a dozen deer or more in, especially like a church or a children's home.
You got to be
somebody's got
right then.
Yeah, somebody's got to take care of them that night. They don't have the luxury of waiting until the next morning.
Yeah.
And there are people out there that would be willing to donate their time for that if they would ask.
Yeah.
I think it's just gotten to a point that people just look at it and go, no, we don't want to even have to deal with that. We'll beg for food out of the pantry versus a clean, sustainable food source that's out here that everybody should be able to take advantage of. That's just me. That's my soapbox, if you can't tell.
No, like my dad has even kicked around the idea with a few buddies of trying to get some sort of program in Marshall County specifically. Like I know there may be a couple around other areas, but getting some sort of donation program in place here so that people have somewhere to take them, because call it laziness or call it being spoiled or whatever you want to, but there's just a lot of hunters today, and I'm not like saying that it's good, bad, or whatever.
I'm clean mine.
Yeah,
so I'm not pointing fingers at anybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that just like, hey, I just have no interest in doing that myself. I'll gladly pay somebody whatever to go make me some snack sticks and some summer sausage and whatever. And
I've gotten that way. I mean, I can clean them, and I will if I have to, but I'd rather
he really
just
get
drop
paid
it
to
off.
clean them.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Shout out to the Sorghum Holler.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Who can? Those guys are crazy. Can clean deer.
They can clean deer
like
really fast.
A minute.
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of, we need to revisit Robbie, his stuff that we've done with him. He actually took some data for the February season,
Yeah,
and
okay.
he collected all of his February deer that were turned in to him, and how many were bucks and how many were shed and all that kind of stuff.
I would be
So,
interested in seeing that.
you won't like it.
I know I won't like
No,
it.
I think you'll be surprised that it's not what you think it would be.
Oh.
Well, it's not, but it's not here.
But I was going to say that's different.
Yeah.
Those deer.
Yes, our deer were not restocked in the same location where
Right.
Matt is.
Yep.
Our deer have hard horn here.
Yeah.
Then.
Yes.
Yeah, because I asked him, I said, how many of those were shed bucks? He's like, 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also have a late January to early February rut up
Yes.
there. See, we don't have that. We have a late December rut
Yeah.
to early January. So ours are dropping. They're dropping antlers in late January to early February.
Mhm.
Pretty common.
Good stuff. Let's see. Got one more here. What role do wildlife biologists actually play in the approving or managing of those permits? I know that has to be approved by the state,
Yeah.
but can you, as a biologist, you go visit someone's property and you go, hey, look, you got a couple choices. You've either got to whack and stack some does this upcoming season during the season, or you got to get on, a depredation permit like ASAP, and you need to start shooting them now. Like, what role do you guys have to play since you're not state employees? But
Yeah, our role is making recommendations now. But now, don't get me wrong. I promise you, you're a big row crop guy or hunting club and got something to that you're managing, and you call them and say, hey, I got a guy that works for me, me or Matt. Would y'all take his word on depredation permit? And they're probably going to be like, sure, because they got a pretty hefty workload.
Yeah.
But we are not able to write those anymore,
sure,
by any stretch.
but I mean, I guess, can you advise a landowner?
Oh, yeah.
that,
Oh,
hey,
absolutely.
You need to investigate this further.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And really, what I'm going to step on Matt's toes a little bit. What we recommend, what I do, and I feel confident he does too, is if you've got a doe problem and you're in an area, especially up here where we're at, northeast Alabama, where you've got limited doe days, then you need to be in the DMAP program. And they're, I don't know, well, I do know why DMAP died, and that's a whole other story. But DMAP is the best thing in the world that landowners and farmers and all that can be involved in, as far as getting assistance to manage deer.
Yep.
Look, there's a lot of people that don't trust the government about anything, but these field biologists are not coming out to do anything but help you.
Yep.
Well, it's important to note that there's not really anything for them to gain.
No.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not
No,
like
they don't get a bump in salary
Exactly.
because they sign up 10 people or 10 cooperatives into DMAP.
Exactly.
And
So-
they don't gather any information that the government's going to use against the landowner. Period. So
This anti-government movement is kind of screwing everything.
Yep.
And I get kind of tickled with the folks that are out there pushing the anti-government stuff because of CWD, but then turn right back around and say, but you need to sign up for DMAP. Okay, which is it? Do you want to work with the agency or do you not want to work with the agency? We can't talk out both sides of our mouth here. But that has, I kind of get tickled seeing that.
right.
But
There's just a general distrust for.
there is. And look, some of it rightly so,
Sure.
but not most of it.
it got way worse after COVID.
Yes.
It got way worse.
Yeah. And the CWD thing is bringing out
CWD, yep.
the same mentality as COVID.
And I think CWD is where it is because of COVID.
It is.
The mentality part.
Yes. Yeah. I am not a CWD expert, so I'm not going to get into it. But 99% of people out there talking about it
Aren't
experts either. Even the professionals in our industry are not CWD experts.
Nope.
They may be self-studied and know more than I do. That's why I'm not pointing anything out. I'm just saying they ain't experts.
Right. I got one more here I want to throw at you and just see if, there may not be a whole lot to this question, or there may be a lot you can talk about. why is the Southeast uniquely challenged when it comes to wildlife damage? Is there, because I know that you guys haven't necessarily worked professionally in the Midwest, but you've guided there. I mean, you've been the Midwest a lot, and I've hunted there some. I've guided there a little bit. Do you feel like the topography, the different industry?
Very easy answer.
Can I
He's got
answer?
it. Yeah.
Well, and it may be a different easy answer than
Probably
what you're
not.
thinking, but if you look at a human population map of the United States, there's way more people east of the Mississippi than there is west of the Mississippi until you get to the Pacific coast. So you're going to have more wildlife-human interaction.
Yeah.
And that's got a lot to do with it.
Gotcha.
One of the other things is cover.
Yep.
Oh, yes. We got the cover.
Those are the two. So, I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
More people and more cover.
Yep.
So, I agree. Of course, I've told y'all this story, I think, off camera before, but we were riding around in or around Pittsfield, Illinois. It was, I want to say it was September or so. Season was not open yet, but we're up there hanging stands and just kind of riding the roads in the evening, and just seeing what deer come out and that sort of stuff. And we ride by this bean field, and I don't know how big. I had no idea how big this one soybean field is, but it's enormous. Talking about like hundreds of acres, just as far as the eye can see, just beans. And this guy riding around the truck with us said, he made this comment, and I thought he was joking, but he was like, "Man, I'm telling you, they got to spray something on those beans to keep deer off of them." And we all just kind of looked at each other like, what do you mean? And he said, "Man, the guy lives somewhere in South Alabama. I don't know exactly where he's from, but he's like, I planted soybeans at my place. I planted 3.5 acres. And I mean, there's not a stem left. They're gone." And we were like,
do you have any idea how many beans are out here?
yes. And he said, "Oh, I know, man, I know. But I mean, look at all them. I'm telling you, they got to spray something on them to keep the deer off."
Yeah,
And we're
they
like,
don't have the cover that holds the amount of deer that we do.
No, and I don't care how many deer, they'd never eat all of that. You know what I mean? And just he couldn't. wrap his
The
head around
simple
it.
answer is, of course, nobody knows how many deer is in. I mean, a daggum given county, much less a state. But look at your deer density maps of how many deer that's projected in Alabama versus how many is in Illinois
Per square mile.
mile, and then look at the number of row crop acres or bean acres that's planted in Illinois versus Alabama.
Yep.
Sure.
And you'll get the story.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I may throw one more at you right here. What are the biggest misconceptions people in the Southeast have about wildlife population control?
Okay. This is the one I was waiting on.
There you go.
All right. Biologically speaking, I don't care when you kill a deer, whether she's pregnant, whether she's not, or if you kill it with a crossbow, a rifle, a landmine, your Chevy. I don't care. Biologically, there's no difference.
No difference at all.
But Jeremy,
Yeah,
don't you
but-
have to shoot your does early? That way
No.
they're not
And
bred.
why
when
is
they're
that,
late?
Matthew?
Because they might be bred, Jeremy.
Yeah, what percentage of them are bred?
96 to 98% of does are going to get bred. And on all the reproductive data that I've taken over the years, it hovers around 96% of does they conceive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That don't mean recruited into the
right,
population.
that just means conceive. So it does not matter if you shoot her in October, December, or February, or July. 96% of your does are going to be carrying fawns when they can carry them.
Yep.
So timing does not matter.
So shoot them whenever you feel like shooting them.
Yeah.
Shoot them whenever you want to.
Look, when I was at Auburn, and they may not have been this blunt at Mississippi State, I don't know.
Probably.
I was surprised they could read over there. So
Oh my gosh.
I had a professor that when he was asked, "Do you have a doe standing out there that is obviously a matriarch doe, and she's got a fawn that's out of spot?" Back then, killing one in spot was not legal. Now it is.
It is, it sure is.
They said, "Which one do you kill?" And he said, shoot the mama first, and when the baby don't run off, shoot it too.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Biologically, makes no difference.
It does not.
It's a mouth.
Yep.
Yep. Resource management.
That's where people lose sight. That's all this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's resource management.
Yep.
Deer management is resource management.
Mm-hmm.
So if you only focus on the deer, you're going to fail.
Yep.
Well, that's about all the ones that I've got. There's plenty of questions here that I could ask, but I mean, it's. I think we've kind of covered it about as well as we could. Is there anything you feel like we left out?
I don't think so.
Just a little hint.
Oh, I got one real quick. How long is a permit good for? Is it just a year?
No, it's a set date.
It's specified
in Alabama.
In Alabama, you have specified dates and a quota, a number of deer that you can take.
Okay.
Yep.
And just a little hint for you guys out there that are shooting deer with depredation permits, if you're shooting them at night, look at how wide their eyes are.
Oh, stop it.
You can tell big bucks from does if you look at enough of them.
The width of the eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Look at that eyeball spread.
he's talking about this as if he has some painful experience associated with it.
One of us does.
Well, we all have. Look, the first time I ever shot deer at night when I was working with DCNR, I had two good firsts on the first night. First night we're out, we pull up to a field, and this is daylight, and Kevin's in the truck, and we're in the high rack, and got a driver in the truck, and we pull up to the field, and there's a group standing out there, and Kevin's like, "Shoot that one." I said, "Kevin, that's a buck." "No, it ain't." He said, "That's does." I said, "That's bachelor group of bucks." And Mr. Don in the front seat said, "Bucks eat beans too." I said, "No, we're supposed to shoot does." And they finally convinced me that it was does. Okay, and I was right; they were wrong. So first time I squeezed the trigger on the depredation permit, shot a 5.5-year-old buck.
That hurts.
Yep, same night we're riding around, and I've shot does this time out in the field, and this middle of the night, and I look way down the dirt road. I mean, you can just see a little twinkle coming in the headlights, and it got a little closer, and I looked and I said, "Kevin, somebody called on us." He said, "No, I told everybody. Everybody knows what we're doing." I said, "You may have, but that's a Crown Vic. And it's coming right here."
It's coming hot.
And it got closer, and Kevin still he's like, "Man, I've been doing this for 17 years. I ain't never been rolled up on." I said,
"Shoot,
I said, "Tonight's first. You're first." And that car got about 50 yards from us and hit the blue lights, and I'm like, "I told you." Mm-hmm. And he said, "I ain't believe it." He said, "It's just your bad luck." And the officer got out, and of course we're sitting, to draw you guys a picture that's listening, we're in a Chevrolet pickup, extended cab, state truck, but we've got high racks like you hunting out of in Texas, and we've got rifles pointed over the cab.
They on a safari.
Yes. So our rifles
a nighttime safari.
Yeah, our rifles are pointed right over the top of the hood and the cab of the cop car,
yeah.
and spotlights hung out. And when we left them on, they're just pointed out through the fields. And this officer gets out, and he adjusts his hat when he gets out. You know how they do. I'm picking at y'all a little bit. And he starts walking down the side of the truck, and I felt like we were in Smokey and the Bandit or some crap. He put his hand on the hood, and he was rubbing his hand down the joint of the quarter panel in the hood, rubbing it. And he got to the mirror, and he leaned out and looked, and he saw the emblem on the door, and he went, "GD, boys, I didn't know what the F I rode up on." I mean, he walked that whole way. He had his hand on his pistol and everything, and we're just sitting there watching him walk up. And
we'll have to tell stories one day.
Oh,
man. I've been rolled up on quite a few times.
Yeah, we've had some good ones, and we've rolled up on some other good ones.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of naked bodies in fields.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Naked bodies, drug deals, all kind of stuff.
Yep.
That sounds like
You just never know what you're going to see.
It's amazing what goes on at night in Alabama.
Yeah. Yep.
For real.
Was it? Were you with us tonight? We picked up the lady.
No,
Okay.
no, I
We
was
picked
not.
up a lady miles deep in Wheeler Refuge.
Dang, really?
Miles deep.
That's
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yes. And obviously had a young lady was having some type of episode, and we got her in the truck and took her to the hospital. But numerous stories that we need to tell. Mm-hmm. My favorite one's Brock. They always are, but
I've got some good ones.
Yeah, and we'll end on this one because we're gonna run.
Is this the
long.
amniotic fluid?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to tell this one.
We're we're cutting out fetuses. Okay, that's part of the project that we were doing is reproductive surveys, and Brock not bashful about getting his hands dirty, and so he always got to be the one cutting stuff up. But I think I'm taking notes at this point, and he's pulling fetuses out, and he's down there on his hands and knees, and he just like Brock does, he just swung his head up there and looked at me and goes, "My hands is on fire." I said, "What?" He said, "My hands are burning." I said, "Well, you got on gloves." I said, "Shouldn't be a big deal." He said, "Okay." Goes back to what he's doing, and he looked back up at me again about 5 minutes. He said, "Jeremy, I'm telling you, my hand's on fire." And he stripped them gloves off, and his hands was as red as this Jefferson's cup right here.
It looked like 100 yellow jackets had wore me out.
And you could see red streaks starting to run up the insides of his arm, and I'm like, oh, shit.
We got to go.
I was like, we got a problem. And so we start scrambling around in the check station looking for stuff, and had a first aid kit and got him full of Benadryl. And
yeah,
he
turns out
survived that one.
I'm allergic to amniotic fluid.
Yeah. I mean, how do you –
There's only one way to find that out.
that's it.
That is wild. So Matt Brooks, you don't know him, but is allergic to deer hair.
Mm-hmm. I know quite a few people allergic to deer hair.
He can eat the meat, and he's fine, whatever, but he was like, if he gets, while you're cutting, if you don't watch what you're doing and hair just goes flying everywhere, his eyeballs will swell shut.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So
I'm going to send him an envelope of deer hair. That was actually the old pastor buddy I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about Matt earlier.
Oh, really?
That's his and mine mutual interest in old equipment.
Oh, I got you.
So I was telling him about the bulldozer.
Gotcha. Well, guys, listen, we really, as always, really appreciate you listening in and following along in the discussions that we're having here and talking all things land related. Please make sure that you like, share, follow, subscribe, tell your buddy all the things about Southern U. And if you're interested, if you're a landowner, check out the habitatnetwork.com. We got a whole plethora of habitat professionals across the whole Southeast, and basically just there to help promote them and help get you linked up with those guys in your neck of the woods. And if you need burning, if you need drone work, if you need biologists to give you a site visit, foresters, I mean, whatever.
And more to come.
More to come. Yep, we got a lot of stuff on the horizon. So thank you guys for being a part of it. And also, again, shout out Seth and Trent Vanskiok. I think it's how you say their name, for the Euro mounts. Gonna hopefully get to use one of these pretty soon.
Yep.
So, you got to kill something first.
I know. Hey, am I going to get the skull from the Havy?
Yeah.
Will he keep that?
Oh, absolutely. I told him to do a Euro on those, yeah.
Yes. Sick.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
You better, because I'm telling you, I think that both of those Havies are
in books
are going to be booming. When they finally establish their criteria, I think they'll make.
Is it just skull size, width, like a bear? Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I'd never in a million years thought that I would ever kill a
rat.
Well,
a Boone and Crockett
animal, a Boone and Crockett animal of any kind. But when you said that, when we were in Texas, I was like, really? You're like, I think so. So I don't know. Whenever we get those back, we'll do that on the episode. We'll measure them live or
there you go.
And see what we got.
Yeah, with Mr. Official over there.
That's right.
I am official.
I know. So can you measure your own, or is that like taboo?
It's a little taboo.
It's taboo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I've got a couple of buck deer, and I had somebody else measure them.
Just curious.
I don't know that you can really officially enter.
I don't think you can officially enter it. You can.
your own trophy.
My understanding is you can score it, but somebody else has to score it for official entry.
Yeah, and what I did, I scored mine just out of curiosity, and then I didn't tell the other scorers what I came up with. I just like, hey, score this, and we were within 1/8 of an inch of each other on both of them. So
That's good. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank y'all for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
See ya. Peace out.